This is much harder than it was.
Look at this double that I just pulled from the field this morning. This is called Mamma Mia, and that is absolutely correct. Mamma Mia! I pulled this many from the field so far, and there are 96 of her sisters just waiting. Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and I'm standing in front of what was the dahlia field last year. Now if you remember, my dahlias did not perform well, and it turns out, well, it was a couple of issues. One, we had a major drought, like no rain for 5-6 weeks in the spring. That was a problem, and my well went dry, so I couldn't even water them unless I brought in water, which I guess I could have done, but I didn't think of it at the time. Anyway, that problem's fixed for now, and we're getting rain quite regularly this spring so far. Another issue that I had when I pulled up my dahlias in the fall for storage, a lot of them had disease. Now, a lot of it was leafy gall or crown gall. It was a dahlia disease. So it turns out that disease can stay in the soil and it can impact next year's crop or this year's crop. So I can't plant the dahlias here. So I said, you know what? Let's find out what I can do. There are a few things you can do. You can remedy the soil. You can fix the soil, which is sort of like a bleach solution that you spray on the soil and you turn it over a couple of times and you do it again. You could plant something there that does not suffer from gall. There are some plants that are unaffected by gall. So I was doing my research and it turns out that hydrangeas are one crop that will not suffer from gall.
Just want to cut in here quick and clarify that hydrangeas are not 100% gall resistant like some other plants. There are gall resistant plants like beech, holly, magnolia, serviceberry, but according to all the research that I've read, hydrangeas are less likely to develop any issues because of the gall in the soil. We'll also be doing that treatment that I was talking about with the bleach solution. We're going to be doing that over the next several days so that when the hydrangeas come in, they'll be ready to go.
So that's great news because I have been inspired by Sunflower Steve. So the very first email that Sunflower Steve sent me included this photo. And this was the photo that had me reach out to Steve. I said, okay, this guy's the real deal. I'm gonna give him a call. I wanna know how he's doing this. So that was really the start of Sunflower Steve and I's relationship back and forth. And I talk to him every day now for, 8 months? I don't even know how long. So anyway, Sunflower Steve's photo has really inspired me to turn this area into a hydrangea field. And I know a lot of you people are going, but you have deer. Well, that's okay, we'll figure it out. So I already ordered the hydrangeas, actually several months ago. This has been a plan for a while now. I just wanted to fill you guys in on this. So what am I ordering? So I'm actually getting in 176 hydrangeas to start. We'll see where it goes. So I have six rows here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's actually 7 rows. I don't know if I'm gonna be using all seven of them. They are 70 feet long, and the hydrangeas are gonna be planted 4 feet apart on center. So I think I figured out, I might not be exact on this, but I think it was 70 or 38 in a row because they're gonna be 4 feet zigzagged. So I was able to fit 38 in a row, so I think I don't need one of the rows. I can't remember. Quick math here. I calculated all this stuff months ago. Okay, so 38, so actually some of the hydrangeas were canceled. So I think I'm gonna use about 5 of these 7 rows for the hydrangeas. So what am I getting? What am I getting? And I'm ordering this through Spring Meadow Nursery, and I'll put the link to them below. They have a very high minimum. You need to order 20 trays, and I think you need to be a business as well. So I had to give them all my licensing information and stuff like that. 20 trays is a lot, it's a lot. So I ordered 160 limelight hydrangeas, and these come in what's called quick turn size. So they're not a little bitty plant, they're not a huge plant, but they are a good size plant to start. This shipment is going to be coming in a couple of weeks, so I'll be able to show you guys when those come in exactly how they get delivered and stuff like that. I also ordered 16 of the Invincible Ruby. That was a crop failure. They're not able to ship me those this year. And I also ordered a tray of Invincible Spirit. So the spirits are coming, so I'll have 16 of those. So altogether, I'll have 176 hydrangeas in this field right here. It will take a few years for it to establish and become the hydrangea field of my dreams, like Sunflower Steve's, but it's something that I'm really excited to do. Even if I don't harvest off of them right away, it'll still be beautiful. So a lot of you were asking way back when Sunflower Steve originally was introduced on my channel, I think it was in December, he had his hydrangeas and there's a picture of him holding them, and the stems are so long. A lot of you were like, how did he do that? Sunflower Steve is at his farm in Wisconsin, and he sent me video clips of him actually pruning them, and he explains how he prunes it for those long stems and how he prunes them for the small bouquet-sized heads. Guys, I can't wait. Like, there are so many little Sunflower Steve bloopers that I'm putting on the end of this. I was dying laughing watching the clips that he sent me, because the clips that he sent are not edited, they're raw. So anytime he it's quite frankly, it's adorable. So anyway, Sunflower Steve says he will not be starting a YouTube channel, that it's much harder than it looks. So let's send it west to Wisconsin.
Hello, Nicole's flower friends. Sunflower Steve here. So during our discussion last winter about my sunflowers, my hydrangeas came up, and I was going to take all these out this year because the market for them in my area is so saturated that I really need this area for something that's going to produce more money for me. However, my wholesaler told me he may have an outlet for these as dried flowers, so I decided to leave them in. I'm going to prune them back and let them go to flower and dry this year, and see if we can have a market with them being dried flowers. So, like I say, normally I cut these down in the fall and they come back in the spring. There is a little bit of growth on them right now, a little bit of green growth. That's not a big deal. I've done this before on a few of them just to test them. If you cut them down, they'll send all that energy to the few remaining buds on the bottom, so it's not a big deal to cut them, even if the buds are coming out a little bit. So this first row here is the row that normally not so much here, but in the middle more, it's a little more wet. Get the 5 or 6 foot tall ones. These ones right here are probably, I guess that's 4 foot. And those are the ones I took down to about 12 inches years ago with a chainsaw. Actually took it down 12 inches. So now I just have to go through and chop them down the same height every year, and they get those same growth. These ones over here are the ones I take more of the crown off to get a lot smaller blooms on them and more of them. So I'll show you how I do that. It's not rocket science. The one thing you do got to want to do after you get them cut down is kind of get all the branches out of the center of it, so when you go to cut them later, they're not in the way. You're not trying to cut old dead wood that's laying in there with the live wood. So I'm gonna get my sickle here. These ones, it's already down to about, there's about 6 inches from the ground. I'm just gonna take them. It appears, there we go. Let me check here. Oh, the battery's almost dead. The battery's almost dead, that's why it's not cutting very good. And then these ones here, just cut them off. The electric one wasn't working that good. The battery's low on it, the stems are getting thicker, it's hard to cut. So one of my favorite shows was Home Improvement, Tool Time, more power. Plus it takes a lot less time, so I'll be right back with this good tool. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, this will be the part where you fast forward and I'll do the whole thing and it looks like I get it done in like 2 minutes. So you can see, not much to it. Now I'll go back to the rake, like a leaf rake, and kind of go through and get all the wood that's kind of just laying there on top of everything. I'll get a leaf rake and kind of just get it out. And maybe I'll pay my kids to come out and do this because I don't really want to do it. So what you can see, I'll grab the camera here. What you can see is that you have a much smaller crown. There's fewer coming out of the ground because I cut it down so far and there's not as many main stems coming up. And each one of those should only maybe throw 1 or 2. If they throw more than that, I'll prune it off. Where you can see these ones over here, I pruned just above the crown, and you got a lot more little ones coming off. So you get a lot smaller size, easier bouquet type ones to work with. So that's the difference between the two. And like I say, even if these do start to throw up a whole bunch of different stems, I will chop them down and I'll prune them off so they're not so so prevalent. You only get maybe 2 or 3 coming off each main stem there. Or sorry, 1 or 2 coming off each main stem. So got 100 done. Got 200 limites over there to do. 100 PGs over here to do. Those are my lilacs over, some of my lilacs over here. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 600 lilacs over here. This one's called Lilac Sunday. This one's called Charles Jolly. This one is escaping me at the moment, I can't remember. This one's called Essisepi. This one is unbelievable producer. I mean, it produces nice long straight stems, tons of them, kind of a mauve color. It's one of the earliest ones to bloom. I'll show you in about a month what it looks like. And this is also Lilac Sunday, but a purple version of it. So I'll show you those once they start blooming in a few weeks. So, still got to take the rest of these down. These are my snowball viburnum rows. Got to go through today and cut out all the raspberry canes. Wild raspberries growing these things pretty bad. There were some questions about how I make the hydrangeas last so long. And when I watched the video over again, I kept saying you got to keep them out of the sun, keep them out of the sun from beating on them. What I meant to say was keep the heat out of them. Don't let the heat beat on them, and that's why I cool them off in the cooler. I didn't mean the sun. You don't actually leave them on the sun. And there's two other things. For my own personal use, or when I was at farmer's market, I always used to tell people, this goes for all flowers actually, if you want them to last longer, put them in distilled water. Because distilled water is deionized. It's hard for bacteria to grow, and what happens is the bacteria grows and it gets sucked up the stems, and that's what kills the flowers, along with ethylene gas that gets in the water. So if you use distilled water at home in your own vase, it will make your flowers last much longer. The other thing is I use something called Crowning Glory by Floralife. You can go online, I'm pretty sure you can buy, I get in gallon jugs from my wholesaler. It's called Crowning Glory. You spray it on there, it goes on the petals, and it keeps it hydrated. It doesn't let it lose as much moisture through the petals, so therefore it keeps it lasting longer. One of my main customers is one that told me about that. So get them out of the heat right away, cool them down if you can. Distilled water for your own use if you want, to make them last longer. Again, that goes for all flowers. And Crowning Glory. Spray them get a jug of Crowning Glory and spray them with Crowning Glory, and they should last a lot longer. I have to cut the rest of these hydrangeas down, so I'm going to get at it. I hope this helps you out, Nicole. I'll show you a couple other things, like I say, the hydrangeas. My gosh, this is hard, Nicole. How do you do this? I'm used to taking still photos as video things, a whole new ball game. So, in a few weeks, about the 10th of May or so, the lilacs should start coming in. And I'll take some pictures of that, how we harvest them, how we condition them, how we bunch them. And then after that, it'll be peonies and things like that. And I'll show you some videos on how I plant my sunflowers and zinnias and things like that as well. So hopefully in the future we can do a few more of these collaborations. Hopefully I can get a little better at this, because this is way harder than it looks. Hope everybody is having a good spring. Everything's growing good for you. I pray everybody has enough rain, not too much rain, enough heat, not too much heat, and everybody has a great growing season, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Nicole.
So I posted a picture on my Instagram this week, and I asked you guys, what do you think I'm planting here? Well, now you guys have the answer. It is hydrangea, and I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of deceiving. It looks like my land goes straight across, right there. Yeah, no. This is Flower Hill Farm. There is a deep, deep hill in between the top of this and that field across. Let's go. So I'm at the bottom of that hill. You're barely gonna be able to see the hydrangeas from down here. You'll be able to see the top row, but when you're at the bottom of this hill, you will not be able to see that. So I have other things planned for down here. So a lot of you on my Instagram post were guessing lavender. You guys thought that lavender was gonna go in those spots. And I can tell you that obviously lavender isn't going there, but there might be a small lavender patch going right there. Okay, so I got an order in from King's Mums, and I've never grown these before. They are not like hardy for me, so they're one of those things where you have to bring inside over winter. This big of tape. There's lots of tape. Why do I never have the proper tools to open things? This blue screw will do. Oh, styrofoam peanuts. Was not expecting that. I don't know if I'm gonna successfully grow these because I might get frost too soon. Okay. They're in Oklahoma, and I ordered apparently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cuttings. Oh! There's green. Oh, I don't want the peanuts to go anywhere. Okay. Oh, no. No, I can't do this. Look how amazing they are. They're in little plugs. They're little tiny plugs, and they're all labeled. I have to pot these up. Okay, I'm gonna go pot these up. Okay, so what did I get? So there are, well, I'm guessing if there are 5 in this bag, there are 2 others just like this, because I have a total of 15. They smell good. Stop putting your face on things. Okay, so I ordered 1 AOI, 1 Evan's Dream, 1 Fleur de Lis, of course, 1 Golden Rain, 1 King's Delight, 1 Mystic, 2 Oriental Nights. I don't know why I ordered 2. I probably accidentally clicked twice. 1 Coral Charm, 1 Feeling Green, 1 Frosty Morn, 1 Icy Isle, 1 Matchstick, 1 Natalini, and 1 Safina. Ooh, Safina. If I ever have another child, probably just gonna have to be a chicken. And I have no idea why I ordered this many, or how I'm gonna grow these, or why I needed to grow these, but I just needed to. And it's one of those things, I was talking to Inappropriate Lila earlier, and it's like, ooh, that's pretty, add to cart. Ooh, that's pretty, add to cart. Ooh, add to cart. That's just what I do. My phone's ringing. It's the village veterinarian. My puppies have an appointment tomorrow. So I'm gonna take these inside into the garage where I have my potting station, and I'm gonna pot them up and put them in the basement. And I think they go outside after last frost. So yes, after danger of frost, you can move the pots outside if you're gonna grow them in pots, or you can just put them out in the garden. So, okay, all right, let's see how it goes. I'm excited. I've got lots of stuff to do today, so I'm sure I'll be having more videos for you guys pretty soon. Sunflower Steve also has some more stuff that he's gonna be sending along. I cannot wait for the lilac videos, like the ones when they're in bloom. I'm very excited to see that whole entire thing. Definitely an inspiration for my farm here, so, and I'm sure a lot of you guys too. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you soon.
All right, Nicole, this is like take number 10. Hi, Nicole's flower friends. This is Sunflower Steve talking to you. Oh my gosh, talking to you? After I watched the video back, after I watched, oh my gosh. Okay, so, yeah, I still have to cut the rest of these sunflowers. It's sunflowers. I have several of them. Goodness, really? So, I guess there's no problem that I might take over a YouTube channel and get tons of hits, because this is harder than it looks, Nicole.